Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the January 13th important articles or editorials, a lot of articles are there today. We'll revise again the data protection laws. We already have done it once, but more details about rules and the data privacy in India, the judgments, many things we'll discuss. Then related to that, the static part today, which I'm going to teach you is General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. It's again not there in any of your newspapers. It is static, okay, purely. Rathole Mining, again, it is static. So we'll see the incident which happened in India recently. And Ministry of External Affairs is in the news about revamping it. Okay, we have to think in the new vision, new technology and all. So that based author is suggesting something. Then Donald Trump is going to come in power now. So his tariff policies and what is his ideologies. And in Tamil Nadu, women harassment related, there is a law which came. So that we'll see. And data draft UGC regulation again about appointment of teachers, that also we'll see. So it's very, very detailed. And this PDF which we announced last week that it's going to be paid is having huge enrollments, and I really like to appreciate those students who have taken action. Okay, because these PDFs which you get every day in a detailed format is going to help you clear the prelims, mains and interview, everything, and even other exams. Okay, because this is total current affair and static combined notes. And January 6 to 11 I already gave it for free to all who were watching in the YouTube. Others will get it in a paid format. Okay, so you will think like maybe PDF is not necessary, I'll just watch the video, but later you will see the results after exam. Then you will realize what was the difference between those who had the PDF and those who did not have the PDF, because the PDF is so compiled in such a way that it can be read and understood by anyone, and it will help you. Okay, on a daily basis, every night when you get this PDF, you can simply revise it in your phone itself, and it will boost your preparation by like 100 times. Okay, so these are just samples of last week, and you can see the response from students also about the quality. You just come and ask me in WhatsApp. I'll send you the samples of last 6 days, January 6 to 11, Monday to Saturday, full I'll give you for free. And based on that, you can take enrollment, and this 13th onwards, it will be helpful for you when you daily get this thing. Okay, so now we'll see the first article. The first one which I told that Tamil Nadu has passed a woman related law. You would have seen this Annamalai hitting himself and punishing himself because he was fed up of the current government's stance on the rape which happened inside the campus of I think Anna University. There itself a rape incident happened, and the DMK party who is ruling, they were sympathizing with the one who actually done it. So that is why Annamalai had to come on public and do this thing, because he was fed up of doing all these unwanted other strikes or protest or whatever is going on by the political parties. So now the details of the survivor was even leaked, and the privacy concern was there, and obviously to restore the image of the government they had to do something, and that is what it happened. Okay, so it is actually a political pressure and not any proactive measure by the government. And also we know that simply by putting laws on paper, there is no empirical evidence that immediately crimes will get reduced, because actually you have to take actions. Instead of simply putting new laws and papers and all, you have to actually punish the person who actually did that rape. Okay, so now amendments which is done, if you see for other like rape, sexual assault, harassment, stalking, anything, they will be like now punished. Enhanced punishments are there, especially under the POCSO Act also, if the victim is a child. And then death penalty for acid attacks, because that is also there in lots in Tamil Nadu. And then whatever provisions are there, they are like mandated it, that it is binding, and the person should not be like escaping from these laws. And the definitions also they have now included about the digital, electronic and all. But again, there is a chance of misuse, because if you tell like, okay, that is harassment, this is harassment, we don't know like digitally like what is actually harassment. Okay, whether anyone talking to you, anyone chatting with you, anyone telling anything bad with you, so like that, it's a thing which can create confusion also. So now again, concerns, criticisms, the same thing. I just summarized it in one slide for your mains answer and all, if you want, or anywhere in Tamil Nadu level exams you can use it. So lack of empirical evidence that simply by putting on paper it is not going to solve it. Then focus on punishment is not enough, because enforcement is more important. Okay, the conviction rate and all we have to increase. We have to again give punishment to most of the people. And again you have to actually look into these three things, that is investigation should be impartial, the collection of evidence should be credible, and it should be transparent, and it should be properly stored. And then resistance of the political pressure. Okay, meaning the parties itself are saving their own people if they are committing any crime. That should not happen. Then I told you the definitions of digital and all, it's not clear and it can be misused. So that is also one criticism. And so you need a proper solution, that is first improve the safety of workplaces, public spaces and homes and all, because prevention is always better. So that is what is the criticism, overall criticism. In your exam point of view, again, this is the skeleton or structure which I am giving you as an extra slide: governance and lawmaking, criminal justice system, women safety, and policy analysis. This four, if you expand it with the data which I taught you today, with again more examples, anything which you see in future, you will have a perfect answer or a perfect essay, notes, anything which is there. Okay. Now again, one more thing which I wanted to tell you is that the starting which I told, the PDFs, okay, that is actually the daily editorial which I am telling. This one what we are discussing now. Okay, but this one which you see on screen is actually current affair test PDF, where it is designed for prelims. Okay, prelims MCQ based, where like question, 4 options, then answer, explanation, then even the newspaper link attached to that. So it's a totally different thing. This is a test thing which actually for your prelims you should enroll. So there are 2 types of enrollment at Vysh IAS for current affair. One is the current affair PDF, test PDF based on all the newspapers, at least 11 national newspapers, hundreds of MCQs, extra notes, everything is there. And that like it's like a monthly thing, like January, February, March, like that you will get. So that if you see which all months, like this is a 12-month thing, this is a 17-month thing, this is a 24-month, this is a 29-month, that many monthly you will get. But this, what you are watching, this video where we are discussing articles like this, these articles in compiled form in daily format you will get, that is the editorial PDF, okay, which we are calling as Dear PDF, okay, daily editorial analysis report. So you have 2 enrollments to do if you are a serious aspirant and want to learn from my style of teaching. One is the Dear PDF and one is the current affair test PDF. Okay, that is about the current affair. Other static and all, obviously you would have by this time known, I think 2025-26 and all, we have test series programs going on. And most of them are enrolled and we have closed also 2025 batch. But still, in case you missed, there is 141 days for you now. You can clear if you study properly. Okay, 2026 there is 500 day timetable, and that also I already showed you the summary. This is how you will study for 500 days, and you will get a detailed Excel sheet where each day what you have to do will be told, and time to time you will get the prelims test as well as the mains test. Okay, mains will also have evaluation. So now going back to today's editorials, that is the UGC draft laws, okay, about appointment of teachers and other academic staff and all. So basics, if you want to know static, you know, education is something which is there in the concurrent list. Okay, initially it was not there. When you read your polity textbook, you will know it was through an amendment, it was moved to the concurrent list. So both center and state can make rules regarding that. But now problem is in the draft rules which is made in 2025. First thing you should know, chancellor of all the universities under state is the governor of the state. Okay, so vice chancellor is someone who will be actually appointed by the state. So one is like a central government appointment and one is a state. That is how usually it will be. But now a change has been made that this also, the state's role have been removed. Okay, the changes is such a way that the state government's role in appointing VC would be removed. Okay, instead there will be a search cum selection committee which will have the governor, UGC chairman and another universities group, okay, syndicate kind of people. So state's role is getting removed. So this is not being liked by the states, and that is why the whole article is being discussed. And if the states do not follow any of these new rules, then there will be penalty. Maybe they will be barred from the new UGC schemes. They will lose the funding which the center is giving. Like this, many harsh things have been kept. Okay, and also from now, the non-academic people also can apply for, are eligible for the VC post. That is, if you have 10 years of experience in industry, public administration, anyone, even if you are not an academic person, you can be made the VC. And then term also, it was initially 3 year, now it is made 5 year. Okay, so these many changes in all aspects of the VC has been made in this UGC Act, and so obviously criticism will come. So state governments will lose the power. It is a violation of federal principles. Even the Tamil Nadu and Kerala CM, obviously they are always against the center, and because of the difference in political party. So AIDMK, DMK, CPM, all these people are opposing it. They are writing letters. They are telling to remove it, and the rule should be revised. Like that they are telling. Then they are telling if you bring in non-academics, then again that person may be a political person which center is pushing. So Kerala CM is also telling like you are pushing your BJP agenda and all. So these kind of things are happening. Okay, so political interference and the UGC funding, okay, which I told, that threatening, which is like if you don't follow our rules then we will remove the funding, that is also looking unfair. Okay, you should not link appointments with funding. It's a 2 different topics. Okay, and again now the support also in certain provisions we should actually do. Even how much ever you find it like, okay, state don't have role, this non-academic person, that should not be a problem, because there are people like K.R. Narayan and all, and there are scientist people and all who have always given valuable contribution. They are not academic people. They have maybe a little bit like politicians. They may be science-oriented people. They may be, it's not even like a teaching kind of person, but still they have given popular thing. So selection, if it's based on the merit and transparency, then that should not be opposed. Then again, term 3 year to 5 years is actually a good decision, because only then long-term goals and things, sustainable reforms will be done. Else, like every 3 years, if you change people, you cannot implement anything, because every scheme, if you generally take also, it generally takes 5 to 7 years to get it fulfilled. Okay, in 3 years and all, nobody can fulfill any scheme in a country like India, where this much population and this much things are there to be seen. So now critics are obviously telling the state government's power should be restored. Independent other institutions should be there without any political interference who does all the selections. Merit-based selection should be there, whether it is academic or non-academic. Then this funding threat, that should not be there, which I already told you. Okay, so for UPSC aspirants, again, you have to, when you write an answer on all these things, this polity angle you have to write, the federalism, concurrent list and related articles and laws and all. Then university related to this autonomous governance, independence should be there. That kind of terms you should use in your answer. Then center and state related nexus, that you should do, because over centralization should not be there. Then leadership kind of factors you have to bring in, long-term effect, research. These are the keywords. I'm giving you this extra slide nowadays so that I want you to write the perfect answer. Okay, anybody who sees Vysh IAS videos should be the one who write the best answer in UPSC. Okay, so going to the next one, which is the lengthiest article today, about the digital protection rules about 2025. We already discussed it, but so I'll tell you some extra things first today. That is about GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, which is actually enacted by European Union. It came into effect in 2018, and already in UPSC these related questions have come in a little indirect way. Maybe direct also will come. So if you take the key features, if you go to their website and read it, they will tell first thing is the scope, meaning to whom does it apply. It applies to all the organizations that process their personal data of individuals residing in the EU, meaning that organization itself need not be in EU. Okay, it can be EU or outside. Okay, that is one prelims fact which you should know. It can be outside, but they are dealing with the data of the people living inside EU. Understood? That is the scope, and that is the most important thing. And automated and manual data, both it covers. So what is this personal data? Any information that can identify an individual, either directly or indirectly. It can be his name, email, IP address of computer, location, anything. Okay, so rights what is given to the people as per this, because this is one of the most universal act came. That's why I'm telling you all these things. Okay, based on this only, even India is making our own data protection law. So right to access, that individuals can access their data whenever they want and understand it. Then rectification, meaning if any problem is there, they can tell corrections. They have the right to erase also, that is right to be forgotten. Even in India, we are now trying to take it that if we don't want anything to be in the public space, we can ask the government or anybody to delete it also. Then right to restrict processing, that is like how much of my data you can take and process forward. Then portability, like where all you can transfer my data. Then right to object, meaning we can tell like totally you should not transfer anywhere, you should not use this for marketing. So this is a very, very comprehensive kind of law. Okay, so organizations, everyone in the EU should have a valid legal basis to do all these things, and every time you should have the consent. Okay, it should be clear, specific. Like you cannot simply forward them messages, you cannot simply give your data to somebody else. That should not happen. Okay, because now you would have noticed like you register somewhere with your phone and email, and you start getting lot of ads here and there from different things. So that is all wrong. So that is why EU's GDPR is one of the most comprehensive law. Again, more points are there. If you see, data protection is like by default it is there inside that. Data breach notification, that is like if anything organization is doing something wrong, they must report that breaches within 72 hours to the authorities, and then the companies must maintain the records of whatever you are processing. There should be a data protection officer. Then international data transfer also is mentioned, like how much like which all countries you can share and all, because if that country, okay, the recipient country does not have proper level of protection, then you should not even transfer the data. Okay, then enforcement and penalty, like this much million euros you have to pay, or this much turnovers percentage you have to pay. Like this is very, very detailed. Okay, so GDPR is overall a global standard for data privacy law, influencing regulations in many countries. Okay, seeing that even India, Brazil and all is making their own laws. So I put some 4-5 MCQs also as a new initiative which you can use it. Like what is this GDPR? It is associated with obviously the answer is the first one, data protection and privacy law in the European Union. Okay, I'm giving the answer also here. It's just for a quick revision. I will not read through every question and all. So here also consider the following. It applies only to the organizations located within the EU. This I already told you. It's like organization can be outside EU, but the data, if they are dealing with this EU, then it is applicable. So this is a wrong statement. So one, if you eliminate itself, you got the answer. Okay, this is how you do in your exam. So answer is 2 and 3. Then again, GDPR mandates that all organizations must appoint a DPO. This is actually false, because it is only who deal with large-scale data processing. They should be having a DPO, data protection officer. So this kind of minute things can make your statement go false. So you have to know which all countries have implemented GDPR. India and Brazil has implemented. USA as a country does not have anything, because their laws are more state-wise. Okay, it's not federal law or central law. It is state law. Like California will have a different law, or the Texas will have a different law, like that. So you should know India and Brazil are the 2 country level who have implemented GDPR kind of inspired data protection laws. Okay, hope you are understanding how much knowledge you are getting. None of these there is in any of your newspapers. These are all static part I'm teaching you at a price which you can't even imagine. Okay, because coaching classes will take you that much lakhs of rupees to teach all these stuff, but we are giving it on a daily basis PDF by just enrolling to that PDF at reasonable rates. Okay, so now coming back to the rules 2025, we know that January 3, that is when we discussed last week also, that draft DPDP rules have come, which is after the DPDP Act of 23, and that's a major step towards regulating all our personal data related laws. And already when past we tried to do it, there was criticism and all, because 2017 itself it became a fundamental right, the right to privacy and all. But after that, our laws were facing criticism, and that is why new and new rules are coming, and obviously new and new criticism also will come. So now the key features is that first thing, they are trying to focus on simplicity, because the EU's GDPR, if you see, it's very comprehensive, but it's more technical and very complex. So India wants to make it more simpler through the rules, and that is why we are again making new and new draft. Okay, then it's totally principle based approach, meaning the businesses, everybody has to properly design their system. There should be no state interference, no central interference, no political interference, and it should be properly to protect the data of the users. Okay, and then children's data, it should be more sensitive, and in industries like education, healthcare, everywhere where you give any data, there should be parents' consent. Okay, and you should monitor everything, and you should, whatever data you take, the usage and all should be with parent consent. Okay, child's privacy is very, very sensitive and very, very important. Okay, so again, the repetition, education and healthcare sectors is where we have to see the maximum protection. So the strength of this is that one thing I told you, it's a balanced approach, meaning there is no over regulation or complication like GDPR, and it is also not very small like any poor kind of rules. It's kind of a balanced approach. Then you are empowering the businesses and all these things without doing too much micromanagement and all. Then sectoral, as I told, proper industries related, we are making proper laws which suits each industry. Okay, so that is also one good sign. Criticism, again, the data, okay, data localization, that is, we know very, very big companies have invested in India for the data maintenance, data centers and all. Now, if you tell that data cannot be shared from one center to another, you cannot share the data in international thing, then it will be like unfair things to them. Like localization mandating is like all, many people are going to pull out their businesses from India. Okay, so that kind of problem may come. Okay, localization concern, cross-border data flow restriction. So RBI, for the finance related things and all, after we digitized our UPI and all came, we have done proper measures so that everything stays within India and also that model can be used. That is what the author is suggesting, and can be applied to other sectors also. And then again, I told you this lot of guidelines. Okay, when you publish lot of guidelines, it should be clear, it should be able to handle the data, it should be like not government oriented always. Okay, because every data is sensitive, whether it's business data, because trade secrets are there, many business approaches are there, blueprints are there, everything, you should see to it that it doesn't get leaked. Okay, the ambiguities, whatever is there, it should be removed when you design a law. So future challenges again, because now technology is coming, now anybody can take anything, everything is there on the internet for free. There is Internet of Things, there is 5G now, everybody has fast internet, AI is there. So people are taking and recreating stuff, and also you send a notice, then take my consent, then use my thing. This and all won't work. So you have to evolve with the technologies. You have to build a proper security model, which is like not hampering innovation. Also, both should go hand in hand. Meaning, too much security will hamper innovation. Too much innovation, maybe it will hamper security. So you should build a trust. You should build a reputation. That is where you should be focusing, so that all businesses can run smooth. All organizations, all individuals can give their data without any fear. And so whenever you do something, consultation should be there with the public, with industry experts and all, then only you should do. So again, UPSC aspirants key takeaway, the India's approach you should do, you should mention federalism and regulation, data localization, and all the stakeholders you should mention, the future of data privacy, as I told about technology, then globally compare with the different countries. Okay, so this is the general thing about the DPDP rules. Now again, little bit about the static part of data protection. This KS Puttusamy judgment, okay, your prelims question has already come, is based on which the right to privacy came. And after that, in 2023, this Internet Freedom Foundation has launched something called the Privacy Supreme event, and also everywhere they are now doing it. But again, in India, many where places are there where Aadhaar is being like mandatory. You have to link your Aadhaar to get ration, you have to link your Aadhaar to get pension. So this may be like a challenge for vulnerable populations and all, because your data you are giving, because Aadhaar is something where your fingerprint, your retina scan, everything is there. So you have to see to it that when you are linking something or mandating something to be linked, the security of that also should be ensured by the government. Okay. So earlier we had an Act 2023, and now that was a top-down approach and all. Now the rules which you do, it should be kind of a little bit bottom-up approach, where people's opinions are taken, and issues are again kind of repetition only. I am just putting this slide in answer format for you to, as I told, those who enroll to PDF, I just want to get them this. Okay, it's not like in editorial video, everything can be simply spoon-fed to you. So I'm just mentioning some extra points here. The legislation which was passed, okay, in this law, it was very swiftly done. Everyone was not consulted. It was very quickly passed. So that is why you have to see to it that more democratic consultation should be there when you pass any law in India. Okay, and then some places like it will be like as may be prescribed, meaning in the rule it's written like as may be prescribed, meaning in future again you will prescribe something. So it's not properly defined. Okay, then again many complaints and comments and all you can give only in MyGov platform. That means everybody will not be able to log into it or participate and all. So everybody will not be aware of using the internet and all these things. So like that participation you are restricting. And then the rules, if it is lengthy and in technical format, it will again create problems. So you should have proper explanatory notes. You should make it accessible to public. These kind of things you should see. Okay, this is how you write it. It's just actually one point, but see the way it's been written. This is how you have to draft your answer, that anybody who sees it can be understood. Okay, it's broken down into that many points. So this compliance everywhere, as I told, language, the disclosures to be attached or the breaches to be reported, the regulatory body should be there or not. All these things, if it is absent, it has to be worked upon. This is what the general thing it is. Now, data protection board is there. There also, the government control should not be there too much, because as of now, it is appointed by the cabinet secretary. That means obviously political influence will be there. And the members are also essentially central government employees. This also can cause impartiality. So this limited powers and limited authority which the DPB is having, that should be rectified. Okay. Only then the long-standing recommendations of independent bodies and all will be pushed, and then they will bring some independent kind of body rather than the central government pushed body. Okay. Then there is this Rule 5, Rule 22. These numbers are not important, but they are giving some exemptions to the central bodies and all, that their data maybe they will do whatever they want. Okay, like the Aadhaar body or anything. So that is also not correct. And the government has a lot of powers to demand whatever information they want. There is no limitations or safeguard there. So this and all can cause misuse. Okay, meaning there should not be exemptions based on just to support maybe one particular body or one particular central government. That should not be there. Okay, so the larger implications is again this exclusion. I told you other related things. Democraticism should be there. Structure, if it is weak, then it will not be good, because independent regulator is always good. So this is the key takeaways. This slide is again for the final skeleton. Okay, where what all you have to include in your answer: privacy, fundamental right, the role of executive legislature, regulatory challenges, exclusionary impact, future. This is the skeleton in which you have to fill in your points which we learned throughout this article. Okay, now the next article is Trump's policy. Trump is going to come in power now, so he is going to impose a lot of tariff on countries like Canada, China, Mexico, Europe Union, everywhere. Okay, because all these countries are actually now, if you see, trade deficit is there for USA, meaning trade deficit means you are importing more than you are exporting. Okay, that means you are in a deficit. If it's the reverse, like you are exporting more, like with India, it is like that. With India and USA, if you take, India is not importing that much. India is actually exporting lots to USA. So there, India will have a trade surplus. Okay, so here, USA is facing a deficit because they are exporting less and they are importing more, and so they have a deficit with all these countries, China being the highest, because many things from China they are importing. So obviously now to protect the local thing, because Trump's policy is what? America first. Okay, same like we have our Make in India and all, they have America first. So for that they have to put some tariff, so that now what will happen is, like European car and all, when you are importing, if you put a lot of taxes on that, then USA's local people will feel like, okay, European cars are now very expensive, let me buy a US car. Okay, US's Ford or whatever is there, US car. So that will, anyway, it will hurt the customers anyway, because US car will be already expensive only. But this is how they are planning, meaning they are trying to push away all the other foreign country things by putting tariffs. And then see, Chinese also, China is like electronic goods and many things are there, that and all, they will put a tax. So then they will start buying US items rather than Chinese items. That is the idea which Trump is telling. So main sector which they are doing is, one is energy dependence also, that EU sourcing almost 43% of the LNG needs of the USA, 15% of the crude oil is coming. So this all things he want to reverse. Okay, because now Russia's sanctions are going on, so people are not importing from Russia, Europe and all, they are instead taking from other places, okay, through US or through other things. So we have to see to it that, USA has to see to it that they are not in loss, okay, because they are also a major exporter of oil and gas. They have the shale gas and all, so they want to increase that compared to the past years. They want to have a sustainable thing and all. But again, challenge is that, like, you suddenly ban everything from outside and tell, like, okay, buy from USA, take it from USA. Are your industry sufficient enough that you can make it? Okay, because another thing is, USA is one of the largest consumer also. When you're trying to become a major producer, first you should see that whether your own people's demands are fulfilled. Okay, domestically itself you have that much usage. Now you are telling that I will increase that much production, that I will meet both the domestic demand also and the global demand also. Is this practical, or is it simply like because he's coming into power, he's giving promises after promises? That is the thing. So that same thing in the form of challenges I have told, that EU's position and all. Trump is continuing to threat the EU with the tariff. Most of the European, you should know, they are privately owned refineries, the oil refineries. And these private people, they will always look their profit only. Suddenly if US tell, like, okay, that is like, put that tax, put this tax and all, they will just remove it. They will just stop doing business itself with them. So it will become like a backfire for USA. So that is what the first position, what is first point, what is EU's position and what they are standing for. Then again, the effectiveness and all, there is no proof that you simply put a lot of tariffs and all and immediately everything in USA will get okay. There is no such hard and fast rule. So that is also one thing. What is the effectiveness of trade tariff? Then the sustainability, as I told, whether your domestic production can keep pace with your growing export demand. Okay, like you keep telling I will export everything. Are you actually ready for that? That also you have to see. So exam relevance, the international relation angle, economics angle, energy angle and the governance angle. So your GS2, GS3, both aspect you have to write answers, and then only you will be ready for your UPSC mains. Rathole mining, it is nothing but, if you see, like this small hole with like hand tool itself, you make it, and then the person, like, it will be like small, okay, very small means like 4 feet and all that. One person can enter. Then as and when they enter and go reaches another place, they will again put more and more extended tunnels, and like that they slowly extract the coal and then put it into the transport vehicle, and then they transport it. But it is banned because of the like, it is not legal, it is not safe, and many death has happened in Meghalaya and all. Already the Green Tribunal, National Green Tribunal in 2014 has banned it, but still many of them are still continuing it. So that is the Rathole mining. So now what happened is, January 6 in Assam, in this Dima Hasao district, a disaster happened. 9 people fell into it or suffered, in which 4 bodies have been recovered, 5 are still missing. So the government is again trying to ban it, okay, completely, in a very effective way. Just in papers is not enough, it has to actually happen, because it's a recurring tragedy. Small disasters are happening here and there, and it's like now piling up. Okay, 2018 also 15 miners were trapped and died in Meghalaya. That is when the NGT again told that we have already made the rule and still you are not following. So there is a lack of political will also, because the politicians and these people, bureaucracy, everybody has a nexus with these people, the miners and all, and that they are just thinking of profit. So the legal things, as I told, laws are there, but political resistance is there. And in different paragraphs and schedules and all, they tell that state government is in charge of that. We don't know about it. State should take action. Like that, they're putting the blame on each other. Okay, the state is actually responsible. If you take the Section 23C of Mines and Minerals Act 1957, state is responsible. But at least center should provide some guidance, some funding, some alternatives. Something should be done so that people don't go for this Rathole mining. Okay, because currently, why are people going to such things? Because the current Manrega and government schemes are not giving good wages. So obviously in Northeast state and all, where coal deposits are thin, where making rat hole mining is economically viable, people and politicians and bureaucracy, everybody will feel like, well, let's turn a blind eye to illegal mining, let it continue, because they care about only profit. Okay, so a way forward, urgent implementation of the NGT order, strengthening the center and state related, that whatever issues they have, just sort it out. Then alternate livelihood you should provide, like Manrega and all, higher wages you should give, so that people don't go to dangerous practices like this. And then strict monitoring should be there, rescue infrastructure should be there, proactive measures should be there. This is how you write a very good answer about rat hole mining if a 10-marker question comes. Okay, now India's foreign policy, S. Jaishankar is like one of the most dynamic person and politician we have, and he's inspiring others also to get into IFS office and all. So that is why about India's evolving foreign policies, the author is telling a lot of problems and all which is there. India is actually rising economy-wise, that. Every country's GDP is going down, but India's GDP is going up. And we have been showing our proper strong stance in Russia-Ukraine issue, helping the world in COVID-19, being the leader of the global south or the developing countries. G20 presidency was a success, and even Africa, we were able to make it enter into G20 as a member, as a G21 member. And then like this, we are doing everything. So we need to modernize our Ministry of External Affairs also, if we have to support our ambitions. Currently in our IFS, if you see, there are only 850 officers. But in other countries, same kind of officers, you see 14,000 officers, 4,000 officers, 4,000 officers. So they have a lot of recruitment happening, but we are not happening. So our UPSC exam is not alone sufficient. We should have, because UPSC gives like young people who are having no experience and no language skills or nothing is there. But that is why you should have a lateral hiring also, where experts from government services should be brought in. You should have proper consultants. You should have proper domain experts. Rigorous selection criteria should be brought in, and our officers should be world class. Okay, so structural inefficiencies are there, because in our MEA, External Affairs Ministry, the neighborhood, how it is divided is, we have this 4 kind of divisions. One is PAI, where Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran is dealt in a separate way. Then Bangladesh, Myanmar in a separate way. Nepal, Bhutan, like these divisions are there. So if you see, Iran is put in a division because Iran is actually not our immediate neighbor. Still it is put under the PAI division. So that also author is not liking it. Then he's telling Turkey is put under the European division. Turkey is like not like fully Europe. It is like almost in Asia and a little bit connecting to Europe. So you should not put that in Europe division. That kind of things has to be changed, and a proper reorganization has to happen. Okay. Then again, posting. Anybody, like if you also get posted, you never want posting in India, because the facilities are not good, housing is not there, perk is not there. You all want to go outside because they give proper incentives, better lifestyle, everything is there. So solution is, in India, the medical health benefits, the officers, their families, everybody should get that much perks that they themselves get happy to be posted in Delhi itself. Okay. Supporting within Indian embassies and Indian buildings itself. Instead of that, I want to go to Russia, I want to go to Europe, that should reduce. Okay, the posting things has to be corrected. Then skill, again, that when you get into IFS and all, you are given a language training, but maybe you are trained in Russian language, but then you will be moved into some other non-relevant region. So that also is not correct. You have to like at least be trained in such a way that you are posted in the correct embassies. Okay, your negotiation skills and all, it should be not wasted. Okay. Domain, again, you should have specialized areas like international trade, geopolitics, technology. Okay, in UPSC, you see, right, the syllabus is so wide because you are going to become maybe an IFS officer who has to know all these things. That is why in your syllabus, all these things are included. Okay, so increasingly, you have to intersect your syllabus or your knowledge with the fields like cybersecurity, space policy, AI. These are the new things. Okay, our traditional learning alone won't suffice. You have to have proper domain specialist. And again, you should not overburden IFS officers with the things which they don't want to know. Okay, you should not burden them with other technical subject which is out of their expertise. You should focus on proper training to make them learn the important things. So obviously our India is doing good only because we have a vision for 2020-47, this thing. the developed India. So we are doing lot of divisions again, new one like policy based planning, research division and all we have, and we have a center specially for China studies, and then also we have this dynamic leader who is motivating people and is driving innovation. He's very good in his job. Okay, so like that, hopefully India will be doing good, and you also, one of them I hope will clear and become IFS or IAS or IPS and all. And if you want to talk to me, if you're confused about your preparation and all, feel free to make a call. Book a call first, come and WhatsApp me. There's offers also going on. This again, it's the price which we announced 1 month back, but now again offers are going on. You just tell me you want to talk to like 15 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour and all. Based on that, we'll decide and book the call. Okay, and you enroll to the 500-day plan. 2026 is like the perfect plan for you now. 500 days is more than sufficient for your prelims, mains and interview. Even 2025 test series is open, but if you are a new person, I will recommend you to enroll to 2026. Okay, and all who have liked and commented our videos and who is always supportive to us will get lot of gifts from us, and that gifts is mandatorily given to the people who enroll to our test series. Others also, special people I am choosing, and every month we will be giving out bags and hoodies. So make sure that you are that person who is regularly supporting and watching Vysh IAS, and it's actually helping you only. Okay, you are going to watch our videos means it's going to ultimately help you only. So I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.